long time too.
Who's asking me if I'm ready to start? Yes, I'm ready to start. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Wacky. Again, my name's Emily. I'm going to be one of your wackest fuck hosts today, along with my favorite frenemy, Ozzie.
What up,
Ozzie,
bitches?
what is up, girl? I miss you so much since our season. You don't even understand. Like, it's crazy.
Girl, I've never seen vodka ever the same. Menage a trois the same ever. So
Yeah,
kudos
pretty
to us.
people, vodka. Yeah.
Wait. What is it? Hair flip?
Yeah, hair flip. This is
We were
how we know we
supposed to
could
do
trust each other.
And we never did.
I think we did it one time. It was like in passing, and we're just like,
And then things just.
no, never again. We just never did it again. But yeah.
Well, it's true Ascendence tradition.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we gotta do, girl, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Because
are
I
you
got my
talking
shit
about?
ready.
Oh, you think I don't have mine ready? Alrighty,
Yes,
ready?
queen.
And
Here's
cheers.
Ascendance. Oh, that felt good.
Tastes like betrayal.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna get into it. So along with your amazing good and bad host today, we also have our amazing guest star, someone who might know a little too much about what it's like to go through the first week of Ascendance with the good, the bad, and the wacky. We're gonna introduce the wacky, Mr. Blaker. Hi, Blaker.
Yes, welcome.
Hi guys. The
How are
Wacky.
you doing today?
I am good, very good.
So what have you been up to after this whole like Ascendance thing?
Well, after Ascendance, I started my own game with my duo partner Stacy, and we are about to go on to our second season.
Well, sorry, wrong timing to take a. Oh, do you want to talk about it? Tell us more.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're starting our second. Or now Stacy is not with us anymore. I am starting our second season. It is actually going to be this Friday through next Wednesday, and it's a casino theme, and players are definitely going to be placing some bets. Like it's going to be like you're at a casino, maybe, and who knows who's going to be there.
That could get ugly.
That could get ugly.
It is an LRG. Those get really ugly really fast. We should know.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. Last season I focused on my cast, and this season I'm focusing on the twist. So expect some big things this season.
I can't wait to see.
I'll drink to that.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to say, Blaker, before we get started?
Thank you for introducing me as the first boot I am, and let's get into it.
I never said first boot. I just said you are very familiar with the hardships of an episode
very,
one.
Very. Oh, episode 1 and 2. I got that down.
Oh, yeah. You had your whole 15 minutes of fame. You're good.
It was more like 14, but
it was.
Alrighty. So, have you guys been keeping up with the season so far? The first 2 episodes?
Yes.
Yeah, crazy ride so far.
Yeah, can I just start off by saying the production value has raised so much. Like,
yes,
girl,
yeah,
so good.
No, I'm very proud of.
I noticed like the new banners and the new logos. Yeah, it's definitely gone up for sure. Like all the seasons have new logos.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're slowly like adding new logos to it, which I also think is really cute. And I'm really hoping that this season can really kick it off.
Honestly, I'm getting like good vibes from it so far. Like, our season, I was there for 4, so 5, I don't really know what's going on, and I've kind of been like at the edge of my seat, like, girl. So like, it's doing its job. So like, I'm actually kind of excited to see where it goes.
It's doing its job,
and I will say they're doing a really good job this season of like expect the unexpected kind of thing. Because as a viewer, we are expecting certain things. We're like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. No, they're like, we're throwing all that shit out the window. And we're just gonna go crazy.
Everything we knew about Ascendance,
So just toss it. Which, by the way, everything you know about Ascendance, the whole introducing how the game works, I thought it was very good because that was one thing.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends said that what is Ascendance? So explaining the game was like, I think that was really good.
Oh yeah, pop off my little cameos I made there. I saw my silhouette. Yeah, my silhouette was there. Me sitting out of a challenge because I don't like running was there.
Yeah, I know. I saw me as a jury.
Yeah. You know,
I
I
didn't
would have
see
been a
them.
jury, but
So good.
okay. So enough about us. I want to get into the juicy stuff that happened this episode because was it a juicy ass
It was a
episode?
great episode.
So, as you guys know from the episode 1, they were given a unique way to get a pendant. It was through a Grecian puzzle and a loud beeping box in the living room that involved math and all that stuff. And somebody in the cast actually was able to solve it. But guess what the fuck they did? They solved it and then goes, "Hey guys, I know the answer." And I'm like, I'm sorry. Let me just have my moment to talk about Bergen real quick.
Do it. Which I'm a fan of.
No.
I liked him.
No, I am a big fan of Bergen. Like, he is so entertaining. I see potential in him. But I think that was such a dumb move on his half. You want to know what I would have done if I would have figured out the wheel? I would have memorized what the number was. I would have shuffled that up, and I would have went to the bathroom with my notebook and started doing the math.
Yeah.
And then opened it when nobody was around. But instead, he goes, "Hey guys, the answer is
It's 42."
And then it became like a whole like group discussion on how to solve the pendant, which Lance then decides to take over. Lance goes running to that box and starts typing in the numbers. Like, he was so eager to go solve that box. And I'm just like, Bergen, what did you just do? I think the entire cast at that point was in
almost that. Yeah, it looked like almost everyone was at least in that. I mean, we know that space. That's a common area.
Yeah.
So, and people are running out seeing what's going on. So
I was more like, Gluck. I'm like, can you guys just like leave so I can go to bed? But not only did he give Lance the number, what did Lance do? There was another goop on top of Bergen's goop, and
opened it.
So then the pendant is right there. It becomes very public, and nobody wants to touch it. Nobody wants to look it in the eyes. So it becomes this like whole discussion for a second. People are like, who wants it? Who's going to grab it? And I don't know who did. I don't remember. But somebody goes, we should just leave the box overnight and just see what happens.
Yes.
I believe that was Lance.
Yeah. I say absolutely not. I am not leaving a pendant on a table for somebody to take. I'm like, no. That is...
No.
Where was that at season 3? Like, I would not have been pursued.
In the moment. No, if Lance would have went up to you guys and said, Ozzie, do you want the pendant? Would you have been like,
snatched? Sorry, positivity was going out the window there. Snatching, because gimme.
Yeah. So somebody does. Yeah. Somebody does end up taking the pendant, and it's Oakley. And I see it pop to somebody's confessional, and they're like, he snatched it up so fast. I'm like, no, he did not. Y'all were standing around that living room for 10 minutes, just being like, I don't want it. I'm like, give me that.
Oh, we know Emily would have.
Right.
That is.
As soon as that box was open, it would have been hands getting in the box.
But the thing is, I think the only person who could have got away with having it with no backlash is Bergen.
Yeah, he should have. I mean, like, playing the competition, like, when you win, you win. That was his. He won that. So he should have taken it. And he could have, he wouldn't have needed to use it.
Yeah.
So,
he was a captain.
The whole thing could have been improved if Bergen would have did what I said. If he would have just walked away and did the math on his own, then opened it the next morning, knowing that nobody else was going to solve it. I have played that Grecian puzzle before. It is so hard to solve.
Yeah. Did anybody even think of that? Like, even in their confessionals say, like, oh, I'll just put this to the side?
No, nobody said that they were going to do it. This whole cast decided to make it a public little math slumber party in the work.
That was
And I'm
very
like,
kumbaya.
I get it. It's night zero. You don't want to make enemies, but you
Right.
also look out for yourself a little bit. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
still a game. I want people to play as selfish as like Billy Stevens, Joshua Wayne. Go hunting at like 5
Yeah.
in the morning. Pretend you're talking to your mom. I don't know. Okay.
Didn't somebody do that?
Yeah. And then I will say this because like obviously there was like a huge math element with this pendant. They weren't allowed their phones this season.
Yeah.
So good.
They couldn't have a calculator. They didn't have any of that. So I understand like it would look kind of like suspicious if you're just like writing down the entire math equation in your notebook and then going to the bathroom for a questionably long amount of time, but it
You
could
could have
have
just
been,
pretend you're jotting something down.
yeah, or go do it with the people in your room, like away from people.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so I think we talked enough shit about Bergen. Let's talk a little bit about let's talk some shit about Oakley, who took the pendant, because
Okay, I will say the fact that he said that I'm going to use this round one was smart on his part.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's guaranteed he's not first boot, which I know a lot of people are scared of. And it secured him another round where he could talk to more people. He can now use this round with secured things and not have to worry about going home and go forward from there.
yeah. And I do kind of respect that too, but it also helps in the fact that like I rather know where the pendant is. As
Yeah, I
other,
think somebody
if,
mentioned that.
I'd rather know where that is. Like if Ozzy took the pendant, I don't care. He has the pendant. I know he's gonna play it round one. It's not that big a deal. But like if somebody were to put that pendant overnight and then I wake up and the pendant's not there, yes, I'm gonna be scared out of
Right.
mind.
I think that would have been cool to
Yeah.
see though, just like kind of getting
It
like
would have been
someone
cool to see.
sneaking up to it. That would have been pretty cool. But
It would have been like a
maybe that'll
blame
happen
game.
later. Who knows?
But yeah, so the next morning, because we're gonna go skip on to the morning, they actually have their captain vote, their blind captain vote. They got to know each other for a little bit, so that changed up the dynamic of what a normal like Ascendance round one vote. And the people who won the captains was Debbie and Julia, who won, and then it became a tiebreaker between Bergen and Gluck, which at the end Bergen won.
Right.
So, any thoughts on that?
So I thought it was interesting that they did their captains the next morning. Because at least in season 3, I can't remember, or sorry, season 4, I can't remember about season 3. They did it night zero, like day zero. Because we already knew our teams when we did Menage Trois. So I thought that was very interesting.
I wonder, because I know nobody did a confessional about this, but I wonder if anybody was like talking overnight, be like, hey, I want to be captain, you should vote for me. Because obviously people still expected there to be some sort of vote for captain.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if anybody besides Debbie's Menage a Trois talked about it. Because it was mentioned in episode 1, but it wasn't like brought up any other point.
Right.
There wasn't like a standout, this person got a lot of votes. But I am curious about that. And then one topic of conversation I want to bring up is during the voting confessionals, when it came to people voting for that first captain, a lot of the votes for Gluck went kind of out of pity. They were like, oh, Gluck said he had 2 disadvantages, so I'm going to vote for him because he's already down in the slums kind of thing. So I'm like, there was a little bit of sympathy going for Gluck this episode.
I mean, he wasn't lying.
Yeah. He was a very full front, apparently, on, hey, I don't have a vote round 1.
Yeah.
If I was him, I would have told nobody. Not a single fucking person would know I didn't have a vote.
Yeah, but listen, sometimes being honest up front gets you far because, I mean, that was my strategy in it. So maybe you never know what was going through his head.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, they do divide up into teams. There was picks, so I will go over the teams really quick. Black team, which was Debbie's team, it was Duke, Mike, Gluck, and Nia. The blue team, which was chosen by Bergen, was Dave, Corinne, Sam, and Maddie. The green team, chosen by Julia, was Sky, Jermaine, Josh, and Charlie. And then the team of no pick, so they actually stopped letting the captains pick at one point and said, "This is your fourth team," an Ascendance Classic. Went
Can we
to
talk about that?
yes, just
Because
but that team was AJ, Lance, Oakley, and Tim.
Debbie girl, like during that menage a trois, you literally told Lance and Tim, "Yeah, we got each other," and she did the complete opposite. She like left them out to dry. Girl was like, and she
Yeah.
didn't even look upset about it.
Yeah.
It was just like, "Yeah, I'm not picking you. I'm not picking." I was like,
And the thing is, it wasn't even the fact that like they got picked before she could pick they were just never picked.
"You never picked."
And she knew her
She
pick.
pretty
She
much
was
said,
like,
"I'm not picking you."
I'm like, Debbie, it's been less than 12 hours and you've already broke that first promise that you made with your menage a trois.
Did they even vote for her? Because I didn't get to see the captain votes. Did they both vote for Debbie?
I believe they both did, honestly.
That's even fucked up, girl. Ooh,
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, okay, Debbie's gonna pick. And I'm like, oh no, she did not. No,
yeah,
she
like
did not.
I thought she was gonna like not pick them right away, obviously, because who you pick
Mhm.
first might whatever. So I thought maybe okay, first one, second one, but like.
And
she
obviously,
picked
it doesn't affect them that much because of the fact that like the captains don't even participate in the challenge, and either way the captains vote. But still, like I'm like, you still made a deal to pick each other.
at least honor it that first,
right.
thing, and especially since you're not really. You don't get to get voted out, so at least honor it that one time. Establish some sort of trust there, but I mean,
Yeah, so the no name alliance of Debbie, Tim, and Lance, that one's already like that's thrown out the window. I'm sorry, that menage a trois was a flop.
wait, the mob, or
Mhm.
you mean the Debbie one?
The Debbie one.
Yeah.
We'll get to the mob eventually. We'll get to them, trust me.
Can we talk about that challenge though? I really liked it.
Yeah, so
I think so.
the challenge was called team bonding, and it was a two-parter. So
Yeah.
they had like a caller, and then the other three people were blindfolded, and the caller from the fucking balcony has to yell out, be like, "Go forward!" and to collect 2 rings each. I RIP to all 3 of their voices because I don't think you could like if you look at how far away they are.
Yeah, I was about to say we know how like how far like they're all the way back at the fence line. Like that is so far in that backyard. That is crazy. And I love a good calling comp, but that's insane.
And then, like I said, 2 people had disadvantages in this challenge where they weren't allowed to move for 15 seconds. And
Yeah.
I think one of them was really good at hiding it. The other one, not too great.
Yeah, I will say that. That's
German, he made it an advantage for himself. He was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna let them stick together, then I'm gonna go solo. Nobody from his team questioned it.
Right.
And then you look
Did
like
he tell
Gluck.
them?
He wasn't allowed to tell them, I don't think.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you're right.
And then Gluck, they were like, Gluck, what the fuck are you doing? Like his team was like so confused. And
Well,
he's
you know
like,
what? Too, he moved and then went back, so it probably threw them off a little bit.
Yeah, I think he pretended like he was blind. He was just like, and I'm like, they can't see you, Gluck. They can't see you.
Yeah, I mean, even so, considering that he kind of like flubbed whatever, they still came in second, right?
Right, they did. They came in second.
No, they came third. Okay.
The red team were the people who weren't chosen for a team. They came
right. Okay. So black team was third.
Yeah.
Still,
and
I mean,
the team that won was the one that had Jermaine, and he had a disadvantage, so he used it as his advantage. But
Right.
I think the big part came from the second part of the challenge where they were trying to like maneuver that little like table to get the balls in. And I will say that green team, they absolutely crushed that. I think they literally solved down like 20 seconds. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, no, the time was like what, 4 and change? That's pretty fast.
Yeah. And you're telling me that I would think at least 3 of those minutes went to that challenge outside. Because like if you told me to walk from that fence to the thing, that would take about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So they did absolutely amazing. I think that challenge was really fun too. It added a bunch of dynamics, and it actually brought that green team really close together.
Hmm.
I think they all like had some sort of trust and liking to each other after they won.
Yeah. I noticed that everybody was like, Josh was
Mhm.
doing very well, which I thought Josh kind of killed that,
Mhm.
directing them like so good. I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
want to be on his team.
Not gonna lie, I think Josh is giving like a really good like. I think he's doing good.
Yeah.
I cannot see him going anytime soon.
Yeah, no. He was one of my standouts when I like started
Mhm.
watching. I was like, oh, better watch out for him.
Yeah. But so the winning team, as we said, was the green team, and we found out that only one team is safe for this
Yeah,
elimination. So how many people were in the vote? 15. It was a 15-person vote.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's insane.
There was a 10-person vote season 4, and I thought that was crazy. But yeah,
Hmm.
15 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that could have went like any which way if you think about it, because so
Right,
many people.
I'm like, you're telling me
right.
it's a 15-person vote? That's no, that's crazy.
There's
I
12 people vote, yeah.
but behind the scenes tea. So you know how like we got like 10, 20 minutes to discuss each vote? They
Uh
got
huh.
40. They had 40 minutes to discuss for the vote. And I was like, okay.
I think we had 30. I think we had 30 season 4.
Oh, so they just get more.
Yeah, it
All right.
must be
Well, I mean, it was
nice.
a bigger vote. Because, I mean, ours was like a 12-person vote adding captains, and then theirs was 15. So it makes sense why they had longer.
Oh, more people.
But
Yeah.
did they, when watching the episode, it seemed like that 40 minutes, they didn't really come up with much.
Yes,
Yeah.
it took a while for them to even throw out one name.
Right.
Hmm.
Because they kept throwing out Oakley. I'm like, Oakley's not going home. You put a vote
Right.
on Oakley. That's a fucking waste. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I understand. Like, I know a few people mentioned that there is also that chance that he made it so public that he might not use it.
And if he
Yeah,
did, that would be a death sentence towards him. So I don't think he was
Yeah,
going to touch
exactly.
it.
I mean, always gotta think both ways. I mean,
Mhm.
I would have definitely thought that way. I mean, I wouldn't have cared, but there's always that could happen. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, smarter for him not to.
Yeah, and then the vote was between Tim and Gluck, what it seemed like, the two people who didn't have a vote this round.
I know that's so crazy. But did Tim say that? Because I don't remember hearing that. I know Gluck did.
He said it, just jumping it, he said it after he was eliminated. But Gluck
Oh, okay.
said it publicly. So, but the thing is, I'm going to jump to Gluck for a second. Gluck then was very inconsistent with it because he was then saying he had a vote, but the night before he said he didn't have a vote. So his story wasn't adding up, and that alone would have made me so sus of Gluck.
Hmm.
I would have been
Yeah,
like, okay, so what's the story? Do you have a vote? Do you not have a vote? Because like you're telling me two different things. So like that
yeah,
would have rubbed me the wrong way in a way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they both the ones who kind of had like they brought their kind of like personal life into it.
Yes. So when they were campaigning, they kept like they were throwing out any card they can, and it became like it became a competition of who can get more personal about their lives.
Hmm.
Where Gluck talking about him being having to change around his schedule for work, and then him talking about his family, and then it became more, and I'm like, it became too much outside game that I think it did make people kind of uncomfortable and kind of like it rubbed people the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, not that I'm trying to take away from,
Mhm. Yeah.
his family situation, but it is to watch it is sort of like cringe to use that as
Mhm.
a crutch in a way. I mean, again, that's
Yeah.
his family and whatever, but
Like not trying to take away from his family.
yeah,
I just think it became like if I was playing, like I could tell like the players who were listening to it, they didn't have anything to say after that. Like the room
yeah,
became like dead silent. They're like, yeah, yeah, we hear you, but like they didn't know how to respond. They
and it's
weren't
always
gonna
hard,
straight
like
up say like, "I'm not gonna vote you. I feel so sorry for." They're not gonna
right.
say that.
You don't want to be that person like, oh,
Mhm.
you're not with your kid, or well, I'm gonna vote
Mhm.
you anyway. Like that's kind of sad. So I think it's
Yeah.
better that they sort of stood quiet.
Did Ozzy cut out for you?
the voting, but I feel like some people did
Yeah.
stick to their word and
Yeah.
you know voted not against.
Yeah, you did. I thought it was me.
Sorry, Ozzy, you cut out for a second.
Oh no, I was just saying. I think some people did stick with him and not voting for
Mm.
him. I think they
You cut out.
were loyal to him.
Yeah, no, the votes weren't like they weren't like a straightforward vote. It wasn't unanimous or anything
Yeah.
like that. So I will give it to that. I think both of them put up a fight. But then again, 40 minutes, I would hope that somebody put up a fight. And I do agree with you, Blaker. I felt like it was a lot of time and not a lot of time well used. Because I think at the very beginning of the vote, there was like 9 people in a room.
Yeah.
If I was in a 9-person room, I would be like, I am so sorry. I cannot stay in this room. Like, we got 40 minutes. I gotta figure out who this vote is if I don't want it to be me.
Mm-hmm.
And people
Yeah,
were
and I
around
mean,
a little bit.
right. Weirdly enough, it was the same room from season 4 that people were just heard to. I forget what the room's called. It's the big one with all the beds.
The Coliseum.
The Coliseum, yeah. The Coliseum, like people just heard right to the Coliseum at first. And because it's out of the way, people can't exactly see you, but people can walk in. And the same thing happened in season 4 where everybody would go in there at first. And I believe there is probably 8 or 9 of us because everybody in that room, except for, I believe at one point everyone voting except for Stacy was in the room. And I was like, oh, great. My partner's the only one not in here that's voting. And it happened again this season. So it's very interesting to see if that room is what people are going to.
Yeah.
Mike says we're petrified to leave the room. Yeah.
I
Amen.
understand. It was the first week, of course, like you're gonna be like a little scared to like stand out in any way, shape, or form. But I don't know, like 40 minutes, I would be a little bit more scared. I will say there was one really good thing that came. Well, we're gonna see if it becomes a good thing or not. That came out of this 40 minutes, but there was a 6-person alliance made. It doesn't have a name yet, but the people in the alliance are Bergen, Sky, Josh, Duke, Sam, and Nia. And a 6-person alliance, that's a hard thing to keep in the game of Ascendance, guys.
Yeah.
They're
I mean, they
definitely
kind of like branched off a little bit too, because those 6, they kind of have like a core 4. If I remember hearing correctly, it was kind of like, oh, we'll queue in the other 2, but let's keep this 4 kind of like more stable.
Starting
I
to
think
some
they all have like
yeah.
little connections outwards, but they're still like, we're gonna tie it all into this. So they're kind of like branching out really well.
Yeah.
But still tying it back to that one alliance. And I say the one person I think that's really, really pushing this alliance and really like keeping it forward is Sky.
Which is crazy because she
For
was
sure.
saying that, she had just won an All-Star, so she was scared that people were going to know. But I'm like, she's really taking the initiative and kind of putting this together. So it's going to be crazy to see how that plays out. But I mean,
yeah, I feel like she's kind of created herself a little onion alliance in a way. And an Ascendant, that's either going to be a really good thing or it's not going to work out and things are going to come out and it's going to be a really bad thing for her. So I'm really excited to see which avenue it takes. I'm hoping it's good because she has been like, her personality on Ascendance has been so good so far. And she's kind of killing it right now.
Yeah,
her and Josh are up there with me, and they're both in that alliance too. So I'm really excited to see where that goes.
Together.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like it's going to turn out well for them, but I'm also like, it's hard to say that a 6-person alliance is going to do great, honestly.
Yeah, that it's hard to hold it together, especially like when the teams get split up.
But I mean, when you have one team safe out of 4,
yeah,
maybe there's going to be more ways for them to vote together.
That's true.
But then there's also those Ascendance is such like a unique format that there might be weeks that 90% of your alliance isn't in the vote and you're in there and they cannot help you in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that is also very true.
So having an alliance in Ascendance is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, another standout for this episode that I just want to bring up because honestly,
It's all good, girl.
I want to talk about Nia for a second because
Yeah.
girl is the epitome of it's my game versus yours, and she has the attitude of only my game matters, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, she's like, I'm doing what I want.
Yeah.
I'm doing what's good for me.
Right.
I'm not doing. And I kind of like it. I think it's really good for her, and she has no backlash for it. People are just like, you know what, queen. Yep, respected. Like,
Yeah, kind of
Was
when
it-
somebody when Gluck was getting like emotional
yeah, that's what I
and
was going to
AJ
say.
was telling her he kind of fell back. She's like, "Get over it. That's the game." I'm like, yes, because I
And
was
she
very
also
like,
said, didn't she also say, like, my vote's going to be strategic, not sympathy?
yeah,
yes.
which I just say I think it should be.
Yeah. That was
No,
really,
I
that was
respect it,
really,
and
like,
I think
yeah.
that if she's playing with her mind and not her heart, I think that's gonna get her far in this game.
Yeah, because she'll do whatever she has to,
Mhm.
she'll throw the beads on the floor and trip the next person.
Yes. I am hoping it doesn't rub people the wrong way because I'm all about girl power. But at the same time, I'm like, girl, you tread lightly, but do your own thing because, like, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, just from what we saw, but I don't think she was really that like aggressive with everyone else. I think it was just that moment, but you kind of get the feel of her game.
Mhm.
So hopefully she didn't, you know, raise awareness to that
Right.
sort of game of hers. At least yet.
Yes. It's a little too early to tell. I cannot
Yeah.
tell you what's gonna happen, but so then we're going to the actual vote. Shocker, shocker, Oakley plays the pen and the power. Oh my god, he
I did not
had a
know that was gonna happen.
pendant. So he plays the pendant, it's gone, it's flush. Will it be rehidden? Who knows? And then they get down to the actual vote, where the people who received votes were Gluck, Tim, Oakley, and then get this, Maddie and Duke.
Yeah.
Maddie and somebody who wasn't like discussed at all during that whole discussion. And the people who voted for Maddie and Duke, because I'm just gonna throw this out there right now.
Do it.
So the vote for Duke came from Lance, and the vote for Maddie came from Oakley, and I'm just like, why?
Right. Like that it was so random.
And then the reason why Oakley put a vote on Maddie was because he thinks with the whole mob alliance that Maddie's not going to suspect it's him.
Okay.
And I'm like, that is a really shitty way to start an alliance by voting your alliance
Right.
member out. But hey,
And
he
still,
wasn't the
it's
only
like,
one from his alliance to decide to vote another alliance
right,
member
it's
out
true.
because Bergen voted Oakley, who Bergen had no like faith that Oakley was gonna go. Oakley didn't think that Maddie was gonna go, but so you voted out your alliance that you gave a name
Right.
to as well.
Yeah, these menage a trois, girl, it's not giving. It's like I'm gonna backstab you after we just had a glass of wine together.
Yeah, it's giving worse than Pretty Vodka Girl. So it's giving
I mean,
it's giving train wreck.
at
Yeah,
least we lasted more than 5 minutes.
yeah, it's
Feeling
giving
worse than fruit
just not
flies.
It just gets worse every
Yeah.
season.
I
But it's still
I thought that
entertaining. I mean,
was
it's
very
kind of the guy you
interesting.
live for.
But yeah, so speaking of like
Yeah.
menage a trois not working out, back to Debbie. Debbie then voted out Tim.
I mean, I knew that was gonna come in the minute she didn't pick him on her team. I was like, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then I felt bad, but like when during their, menage a trois, Tim was like, oh, nobody knows, but I was on Ascendance. I feel like that puts a target on your back already, like knowing that you have some sort of a history with this game. So I think maybe that's sort of where Debbie came from with that in a way.
I
At least
would
that's the vibe I got.
compare it that I wouldn't compare it entirely to this, but I would compare that moment watching that first Menage a Trois as Keaton from our season, Ozzy.
Hmm.
Because Keaton came in saying, "Oh, I know this game. I know this puzzle. I know how this is." And I know that rubbed people the wrong way, and that's what made him a target early on. It's just like
Hmm.
he was trying to coach people on how to play a game when we just kind of wanted to play it for ourselves.
Exactly. I mean, I was ready to send Kian after that, but
Hmm.
that's why I'm saying if that's where Debbie's mind was going, I could sort of understand where she's coming from with that.
Yeah.
Right.
At the end of the day, Tim did end up going home, which I felt bad. He seemed very down and disappointed in himself. And I understand, like, being first boot cannot be easy. I
Hmm.
can't personally relate. I'll just
First captain over here.
yeah, sorry.
Okay, okay,
I wouldn't
okay.
have
Ha ha ha.
so I can't personally relate.
Ha
Yeah, no, but
ha.
I mean, it's it's always sad. I mean,
Yeah.
you always think going into these games, yeah, you're not gonna cry, whatever. But I mean,
Hmm.
it happens.
Yeah.
You never want to be first boot,
Yeah,
but
And there's no
never.
saying that this is going to be like the end of his Ascendance journey this
right,
season.
No,
For all we know, there could be a comeback.
yeah,
right. Which the whole Vote Out Villa like being put on YouTube has me a little. I didn't watch the Vote Out Villa
Yeah.
episode, so I don't know what it's about. But I was like, that's very interesting that they're putting that on YouTube this season. What's that gonna like? What's this about? What did either one of you watch it?
no, I
No,
haven't yet,
I
never.
haven't seen it
but
yet.
I
I
know
was going
it's
to do it
there.
after this. Right.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I'm a little interested to see what that's about and see if maybe there's something about a battle back in it.
Mhm.
Right, or
Because
maybe like I don't know, first boot got some sort of like power or something. Who knows?
yeah,
Yeah.
as somebody who got pre-jury, spoiler alert if you haven't seen season 3, but as somebody who got
What's the
pre-jury,
jury?
yeah, what happened was my season is um after I was voted out, I go down the hallway, they make me go downstairs, I meet up with Memes, and he goes, "Okay, Emily, time to pack your stuff, but your Ascendance journey might not be over because
Yep.
there's a battle back this season." And that's when battle backs weren't even heard of yet. So I heard that, I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I was still like getting over my vote, and he was like, "You need to pack up all your stuff though, because we need to go drag you to the other house." And I'm like, I don't know how, but I have my stuff in every single one of these rooms.
Yes,
Can I get a trash bag? Because Ozzy, you were there. I literally had 2 suitcases and a backpack.
hmm.
And like I had to then pack all of that and take it to the vote out villa. And guess what? I
Oh,
left my phone. I left my phone in the
I
main
left
building.
majority of my stuff there. Like
Mhm.
my stuff was just in the room for the whole game. I'm like, where's this? Oh, I didn't bring it with me. I was first boot. Gotta wait 19 people coming to see me before I can get it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm just gonna sit in that house and wait, and then I had to walk past them doing a challenge because they were doing like some sort of scavenger hunt. So he said, Emily, you actually have to go
That's the worst
go up the hill.
part. That's the worst.
Yeah, because Ozzy, I don't know if you saw me, but you just see me walking with my suit. I wasn't. I made Memes carry my stuff. You saw Memes
Yeah.
walking with my
Yeah.
suitcase and I kind of just flicked
Yeah.
y'all off. I'm like,
And the
fuck y'all.
challenge that they were doing when I went was I got a little upset. I got a little emotional because I played 2 LRGs with 10. The first one was Sensation Survivor, and he did so well in that game. I was really expecting him to come into Ascendance with that mindset. He was basically put up against his back was against the wall the whole game. And I'm pretty sure he got fifth fifth or sixth place in the game. He did so good. He had an idol at one point, and I was expecting that 10. And the second game I played with him was Unplugged, Descendants Unplugged, which he was supposed to be first boot, and he played a pendant round one. So, and he carried him throughout the whole game. I think he got fifth place in that game. Like, it was insane.
Wow.
And yeah, it was amazing to watch, and I was expecting that Tim to go into Ascendance and seeing him first boot. Like, there's so much potential, and yeah.
I think it's hard when it comes to Ascendance because, like I said, it's such a different format. And I don't think anybody should be ashamed of their placement that they get on Ascendance. It's all about, like, how hard you tried and your impact. Yes, like, obviously, people want to make jury. People want to make it far. People want to win. But sometimes luck isn't on your side. So, if Tim, you're watching, you gave it your all, and that's all that matters. Like, don't let this placement define you.
Right.
It doesn't.
Put up that fight. He didn't give up, which I could always appreciate in someone, is the determination to keep going. Whether you know it's your vote, even if you know 10 people voting for you and you're going, keep fighting. You know, it's never too late to change people's minds. So I'm glad he did that.
Yeah. But yeah, so
You got a better placement than me.
did he actually? Is there any certain? I want to ask you guys, because you guys weren't part of the last podcast. Who is currently your winner pick? Who do you think is going to win Ascendance Season 5, just based off what you've seen so far? I know
let the Wacky go first.
Yeah, I know who I think is going to win.
Let's let the Wacky go first. Okay, I can't pick between. I already said this, but I can't pick between these two people. That's Josh and Sky. One of them is going. I think that one of them will be the winner. I'm leaning towards Sky right now, but I mean it's only been 2 episodes. Sky's game can take in episode 3. It's Ascendance, like we said. So right now, either Sky or Josh.
Cute. For me, and I think the minute I saw the Meet Me, I think Oakley's gonna do well. And also Josh for me. Not that I'm taking away from anybody else. I think just for me, those are 2 that really stuck out from episode 1 to now. So I mean, but that could change, like you said, so quickly.
Yeah. I mean, Oakley's going really bold, episode 2.
I mean, that could work. You know, these strategies that people normally don't think work could work. So it's nice to see that. And like, I appreciate somebody who's like, all right, nobody's taking it.
Sometimes that works.
Yeah, you never know. It depends on the crowd. It depends on if you win the challenge, if you're safe. I mean,
Oakley's another person that's very. Yeah, Oakley is a very upfront person. And games. I also played an LRT with confrontational. I'll say that. Like, we got into an argument in this game, and it was pretty bad. It was a fight. Like, it was bad. And he's very, like, he plays hard. He plays so hard, and I think it's going to transpire into Ascendance, and I can't wait to see it. He's up there for me as well, for sure.
I know Oakley on a personal level, and I know that he is such a strong player, and he is so, like, he's so likable, and he's so, like, genuine. So, like, that's why I feel like if he can play that side of him in the game, he will make. I don't see him getting any less than 7th place in this game. Like, genuine. But he, at the moment, is not who I think is going to win. And I'm actually so excited because none of us have the same, like, winner prediction at the moment.
Right.
I think that Dave is going to win.
I actually like him. He's interesting.
I think that Dave has been giving me every quality of a winner. His confessionals are very, like, he seems to have, like, a good read of the game. He's playing a really good, like, middle of the road game. I think he's doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's giving me the potential that a winner of Ascendance needs to give. Right. Without being too loud, without being too quiet. He is there, and I have full faith in him doing well in this game. I could be completely wrong, but
I mean, we could all be, and Tim comes back and ends up winning if that's the case. So.
Right.
But it'll be interesting to see, like, once it's done and we go back to this and be like, all right, which one of us was right, if any of us were right.
None of us are right. The winner of Ascendance 5 season is none of the people that we just listed. Bringing contestant number 20.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's
I get a placement buddy.
Oh, yeah. That'll make Wacky over there feel a little better.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Anybody else that we just want to talk about? Like anybody in the cast is like standing out to you that like you're just like this person is standing out for good, bad, wacky reasons, anything like that?
Well, I've played a game with Lance before, and like he says he's loyal, so I kind of
So I will
think he's a
say,
loyal person. Yeah, boo.
Like I think you cut off. You said I will
Lance is
say
a loyal person. I've never played with Lance. I've seen he could speak.
Yeah, no, he is. I actually ended up saving him in the game I played with him, so I fucks with Lance.
I think Lance is doing well. He did well at the fact that like somebody was saying I have the answer to the pendant box. He's like, let me get in that real quick. And I stared at the pendant box. Is like, somebody else take it.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
good at like being like in the party central part of the game where he's like, I'm gonna joke around about taking it. You wanna know who should have taken that pendant though? Gluck.
10.
Gluck who had
Oh.
2 disadvantages.
I know.
Yeah.
He was ready for bed, and we all know, when you're tired.
Yeah, he was like, get out of my room.
Yeah, apparently if people with Ascendance don't sleep anymore, Ozzie, maybe you should take notes.
I wonder.
I started the trend of going to bed early. And look, it worked.
Nobody goes to bed in Ascendance because why? Because that's whack as fuck. And look, I was the first one to call it out, and then all of a sudden it's not a problem anymore.
You know what? I was the first one to wake up, and well, look where that got me.
Threat level. Threat.
So proud of it.
I am.
Oh my god, and I don't know. I like watching the episode when they after I think I forgot where it was, but you see all the bunk beds. That sort of gave me like some PTSD after a little issue.
Not those fucking bunk beds.
Fucking bunk beds.
Yeah, my bedmate getting voted out first.
Oh yeah, which that was a goop for me too.
Yeah, so first night I didn't sleep well because my bedmate snored. Second night I didn't sleep well because I was scared to be in that room. I was scared y'all were gonna lock that door after I walked out.
I do feel bad for that though, because I didn't want you to feel like you couldn't sleep in the same room.
I really didn't. I was literally about to be like, Josh, scoot over. I'm gonna sleep in you and Kiri's bed.
We had to give the girlies what they wanted.
Oh, the girlies who aren't me, because I didn't want that.
So.
But
they know who's giving the girlies who they want. Mm-hmm. Nia's giving Nia. Not which one is it?
I think it's Nia, right?
Yeah, it is Nia.
Okay, because I know she corrected Debbie.
I want to say I called her Nia at first and switched. It's not Nay, and that's what Debbie said. Debbie was like Nay.
Fucking Debbie.
I swear she's the new Kira this season. Kira.
Yeah. Come on, Kira.
Hey, I'm Blaker. I'm Blaker. I'm Baker. Blinker. Like.
This is why you get a base
Amy called me the whole time.
Because even Ozzie, you got called Uzi at one point.
I did, Maddie.
Yeah,
she called me Uzi.
Uzi?
I picked Uzi, Ozzie.
My day one called me Uzi. I'm pretty vodka girl.
And the other one called you Whack. So.
Yeah, I know.
No, I called him Whack
Uzi. She did whack as fuck. Oh.
Whack as fuck.
Speaking of whack as fuck, it wouldn't be the good, the bad, and the wacky podcast if we don't pick a whack as fuck moment for the episode.
Ooh,
and boy, do I have one.
Come on, spill the tea.
So, I think we all know
whack as fuck. Tell us.
This episode's whack as fuck moment, I'm gonna award it to Mr. Bergen for solving the public pendant publicly.
Yeah.
Because that made me go to my screen and say, what, that is whack as fuck. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Why?
Emily said you're whack as fuck. That is an honor.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Bergen, you are whack as fuck for that. Why?
I kind of like that he's good at math, but I'm like, oh, you solved it publicly. Take the fucking pendant.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm like, where that
was the point of solving it?
Yeah. Pull an Oakley and say you're gonna play that at the first elimination you're at. Do something.
right? Like, be
I'm like,
And I
you
love how
saw
they're like,
it.
"Oh, I wonder what's inside." We all know there's a pendant inside.
Watch it be like disadvantage.
whoever opened this box is like receives an extra vote.
No, in the box it's gonna say, "Welcome the 19th contestant, Emily Pitch," and then everybody's just like,
I would have gagged.
Girl, that's
no.
whack.
The
That would have
casting,
been whack as fuck.
no. I already told Nicole. I think the biggest twist of all time is to bring me back.
People loved you.
No, I have joked around so much because you know how they always do like an overnight comp in Ascendance.
Hmm.
To
No.
have me
Oh.
come back one night and have me literally get pots and pans and bang it at like 4 in the morning to wake people up, and then they had to memorize whatever's on the TV screen. And you know, I will go full out and I'll go like, I don't get no sleep because of y'all.
I was gonna say, live your Tanisha moment.
Hmm. I would do. I would be the most hated person in the house, and I do not care. Make me the twist.
I just want to be part of that challenge. Like, oh, how many beautiful squares does
Same.
Ozzy?
No, bring back me and Ozzy just to wake people up. We'll be
Yo, how many times did Ozzy and Emily say whack as fuck?
We'll bring a bottle of vodka. Well, they're not allowed to drink on site. We'll bring a bottle of vodka with water in it, and be like, "Who wants shots?"
Yo, I would totally fucking do that.
I think making people stay awake overnight would be so funny to have me and Ozzy back for that, because
We could sort of be like a distraction.
ooh, you wanna know what that reminds me? I know that they never done this on Ascendance, but, like, I've seen this in the LRGs, and I hope that they bring it back. It's where, like, they're, like, blindfolded, and they had to, like, stand up or do something at a certain timestamp. So, like,
Mm.
after 10 minutes and exactly, stop your timer, and then me and Ozzy are
Oh
there,
yeah.
and we're just, like, yelling in each other's ear, like,
Oh my god, that would be so good. Like, we'll just be like special guests, and that would
we're
be
just
fun.
giving Nicole ideas right now.
Yes, Nicole, if you're watching,
I'm like, "Come back."
use me, girl. Give that
Mhm.
positivity. Come on now.
But yeah, I'm very excited for this season. I
Me
know like it
too.
just started, but like I don't know, I get really excited when it comes to like watching the episodes, watching all that kind of stuff, commenting on the live stream. And I think this cast is doing a great job at pretending they don't know who the winner is. I cannot genuinely tell you any placement that these people get because they are so
Yeah, I
good.
mean, like, no, that's good though. Like, I don't want to like
Mhm.
have the game be so predictable. I kind of want to be like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I want my
Right.
oh shit moment.
No, that NDA going hard right now for that task. But I'm excited for it. I'm slightly worried for some players, but I think that they're going to surprise me. I think every vote is going to be like the last vote where I don't know who's going out between the people. Because I
Yeah,
didn't know that Tim was going to go over Gluck. I thought it could have went either way at one point.
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a wrap on episode 2. What do you guys think? Anything else you want to say?
Oh, I live for the suspense music during the votes.
Oh my god, that literally
So
like it drove. Imagine they actually played that like while you were voting. I would actually
I would be having a heart attack.
like because we're listening to it in dead silent. But like if we heard that music and it was the me and you vote, and we just go,
Yeah. Oh my.
"No, Ozzy, our vote was so sassy because it was like, does anybody have anything else to say?" And me and you go after doing the
Like
our
same
photo.
pose, like the
No, I
complete mirror.
swear, our photo is a fucking meme because it's just like matching outfits, legs crossed. I'm like,
I know we were just. It wasn't even on purpose.
I think I literally woke up. I saw your outfit. I'm like, shit, he looks great.
But girl, you were slaying too. So
Mm-hmm. I was
I mean,
like,
it was our thing.
damn it, we brought the same outfit.
Meanwhile, the first night we were like complete opposites, which is fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had Wednesday Adams, and then
What was I like? Gay something.
yeah, we were something. But like, it was funny. I loved it, and I hope that these people are taking away like lifelong friends or frenemies
Yes.
in our case.
Period. The best friend of me ever.
Period. Oh wait,
Good drag.
period.
We're so
Yeah.
stupid.
But yeah, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Wacky.
Woo!
If you want to catch more of this, tune into Ascendence Live every Thursday. And then tune into The Good, the Bad, and the Wacky on days to be determined, because it's whenever I have free time and Ozzy's also free.
Period.
And then if you are not busy this weekend, be sure to tune in to Big Brother Cincinnati on Facebook. There is a link in the bio on the for their Facebook page. I hope you guys tune into all this, and thank you for tuning into The Good, the Bad,
Yes.
and
Bye.
Wacky.
Bye.